Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Ya-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Ya-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie.
Greetings, friends, and welcome to another Gothic Horror Game type adventure. I hope you can see how cool my makeup is, because I put in a lot of effort today for this. So Here we are. Let us first start out, obviously, with the shocking a bit of makeup with a little bit of a content warning. So, the following adventure will contain graphic scenes of horror, violence, creatures of common phobias, hair metal. We're also dealing a lot with some creepy stuff, so please be advised that if this is not the right show for you, that's totally fine, because we've got many other wonderful things that we do on our Nat 21 channel. This is the time of night where we get to explore the creepy, supernatural, freaky stuff. There might be some blood, there might be some gore, there could be spiders. So if this is not the kind of thing that you're into, then please move on. But if you are, then stick around and have a good time. Something else I'm gonna edit right now. There. Ha ha! That's not exactly the way I wanted it to say it, but that's fine. This is kind of new for a lot of people, so hooray! We made an official announcement this week that myself and the other person who helps to run this channel, who's behind me, we are 10 weeks along in a pregnancy journey, and we're super excited about that. That also means that right now I do not have the most energy in the world. So, thankfully, I haven't been experiencing a lot of the other symptoms that a lot of other pregnant people have, but yeah, we might end a little earlier than our 11 p.m. promised time, like usual, just because I am, yeah, just a little tired at this point. But yeah, our fetus is the size of a bat now, so we were officially deciding to announce all of that fun stuff. Yes, I'm growing an eldritch horror. I think that Tom wants to announce sizes in types of squid, so I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be real fun. If it comes out without tentacles, I'll be damn surprised at this point. By the way, not speaking of tentacles, speaking of other things, we do have a lot of sponsors that are part of our channel as well. So I want to make sure that I take a moment to name check all of them. We will start out with our perennial sponsor, Ren Adventures, where you can go and check out Dungeons and Dragons castle tours, Adventure by Day, Game by Night. There are other kinds of tours that they do as well. I believe that they are booking tours for Greece and Italy. So if you would like to tour country with native speaking people and check out a place that you may have never been, I would highly recommend Ren Adventures. They do some really awesome tours in a couple of different places. Check out renadventures.com to see what they've got booked and store already, and you can definitely get yourself over to Europe. It's totally worth it. It's a lot of fun. Ooh, one spot left for the July D&D tour as well, which is still on our screen right now, July 7th through 14th, 2023. I would also like to thank Mab's Mobile Mercantile, our friend Mab joining us on the channel this whole session, which has been pretty cool. You can check out all kinds of fun handmade items, really cute stickers, and hilarious mugs and cups and fun things like that. So please check out mabsmobilemercantile.com. That is in the comments as well, so you can check that out. I'm also going to, because my friends are releasing some new stuff, I'm going to shout out my friends 3D to You, because I love them. They are making all kinds of personalized gifts for gaming and adventures in a mostly wood based. It is 3D printed. I know that they just released a big number of D20s. They're absolutely enormous. I think they're like, more than hand sized. But you can check those out and all of their new merchandise as well. 3d2u.org. And then finally, you can follow us if you would like to support us and our growing spawn. You can find my book, Dare, a collection of short fiction and poetry by Melissa Lee. That is available on Amazon as well as on Audible. Tom did the auditory stuff for the Audible version, because that's what Audible is. I am not functioning well. And yeah, you can also check out, we have it on Kindle as well. Also, feel free to follow us on TikTok. We have a TikTok account now. Yes, the ear stuff. Thank you, Pap. You can also follow us on TikTok. We are Quill and Quote on TikTok and most other social media as well. So feel free to follow us, and you'll get weird content, which will be a ton of fun. Oh, final shout out very briefly. I would like to thank Rachel K. Ivy from Arc Dream Productions, Publishing, Arc Dream Publishing. They are the creators behind Delta Green itself. That is the system that we will be running, which I'll explain momentarily. And they sent us a really cool email that they really love that there are other content creators out there that are using their system and introducing people to the cool stuff that they've already created. So we want to give a special shout out to them for supporting small creators like us that are using their system. It's super cool that they actually like what we do. Yeah, so thank you to Arc Dream Publishing. So this is a Gothic horror game. We already said that it's spooky. Now we're going to use a system called Delta Green. Delta Green is a system where when you encounter the supernatural, it is most often in a modern setting. In this particular setting, we're in the 1980s in Los Angeles. And in the context of the setting, the supernatural is almost always evil, dangerous, not benevolent, not helpful. And in that regard, often you have to fight it. A lot of people liken Delta Green to being kind of a militaristic version of Call of Cthulhu. And similar to Call of Cthulhu, we use a D100 based system. So if you are a police officer, like one of our characters, you might have a 40% in firearms. That means that 40% of the time you should be able to succeed in whatever you are firing your gun at. That could be target practice. That could be at an assailant. That could be at a ferry that's trying to make off with your car. In order for a person to succeed, they have to roll a D100. So, in our case, it's mostly 2D10s. And then you have to get underneath that score in order to succeed. So a 40 or below, in that case, would succeed. A 41 or above would be a failure. Critical successes are double numbers under that value. So 33, 22. Critical failures are double numbers above that value, so 44, 55. The only number that always is a critical success is 69 because nice, and that's a house rule. And that's how I learned how to play the game, so we're just going to keep with it. You at home, our Twitch viewers, can help with the assist with our players, or me if you feel like it. So you can spend your Twitch points to get bonuses to anyone rolling a particular roll. So let's say our cop now has to fire a shot in order to shut out the lights for some reason. Someone's being attacked, and if they turn off the lights, then maybe a shadow creature will get reabsorbed into shadow. We don't know. You can use your Twitch points to give them a +5 bonus. So now instead of having to roll under 40%, they have to roll under 45. That's how I like to think about it. Or, you're subtracting from their roll. You can also give me bonuses if you feel like it. So as long as the roll is called in advance, I'm going to use one of my helps, is how we phrase that. Then you can get an assist on a particular roll. And those are really crucial and might come in real handy today. That all said, let's take you back to 1982 in Los Angeles, and we will reintroduce all of our players and what they've been dealing with recently. So let's bring in Detective Prince first, and maybe you guys, can you give me a sit rep for everyone at home, what's been going on so far and what you've experienced?
So we were called to the scene of I'm going to say a mysterious death of a male who appeared to have his head explode outward in the parking lot of a McDonald's late the other night. And then we also we did some interviews of some persons of interest at a recording studio. We also checked out the car and we went to the coroner. So we've been trying to put the pieces together, and I can tell you what, it's not making a lot of sense.
Yeah. And the most recent information that I think you got from the coroner was not only that his head was exploded, but it looked more like it was exploded versus like blown up by any other thing.
Kind of like when a kid squishes some Play-Doh and it just kind of goes, or maybe like a watermelon that gets smushed.
That's harder to squish, but I see what you're going with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate
So
it.
that's what we've got going on.
Very correct and accurate. All right. Next, I would love to bring in Kiki Keller, who can tell us a little bit about some of the people that we may have interviewed in the past. You are muted, and I don't know why.
Because my tit hit the button.
Gonna
So-
make a note of that one. That was a great phrase to start the game. All right, go ahead, please.
So we went over and we went to the studio, and that's more my scene than like bloody cars and all of
Right.
that.
Because you're a professional singer.
Right, exactly. Like, these are my people. This is awesome. So we went in, and well, there were some demo tapes and some contracts that were found in the car with the dead guy. So we got to talk to a lot of people there. There's a bit of discussion about playing. There's a group called like Black Ice. And they had this really awesome album. I guess it's awesome. It should be awesome, called Make It Hurt. And we haven't really listened to it yet. Not sure that we should, because like we don't know what was his name? Mike blank and something or other. The guy with the squished face.
Like Blackshaw. But
Blackshaw, there we go. So not sure if that had anything to do with it, but I mean, like, it's music. How much damage could music do? But we don't know, because these things happen.
Yes, and you're from Iowa, and you're very familiar with these things happening.
Yes. The cornfields out there, things happen.
There's a whole movie about that. All right, thank you so much for giving us that information. Appreciate you. Next, I would like to bring in Wojciech, who has a little bit more information about. Let me add you some of the situations that have happened.
Yeah, we got to know a little bit more about the inner workings of the band Black Ice.
Yes.
And,
yeah, you did see some dynamics and some drug use, I suppose.
Yeah, but also we met dude's girlfriend. We met the record exec guy. We also found out that our friend the coroner is also in our organization.
Yes, read in is the way we refer to that.
Yeah. So we learned all that, and yeah, people are awful generally.
Yes. Yes, Wojciech is also a hot pocket lover. All
It
right.
it wasn't hot. It was just there. Okay. It's just at one point it was hot. Also, if you remember, I took all of the food from the green room and put it in my pockets because I don't know
That's
when
true.
I'm going to be like. I'm hungry sometimes.
Very
Pocket
accurate.
dog.
Pocket dog. Which is the new name of my Black Ice cover band. All right. Let's bring in our final investigator, Leah Majors, who has one of my favorite names to ever grace this channel. Nihilist Stunt Woman. I love that. Thank you. So Leah, why don't you tell us what you've found out so far?
Well, so at first, I'll be honest with you. I thought it was just some big talk of people being super hyper paranoid, which, big surprise, is the world we live in now. I mean, what? It's another murder, big deal. But
It is LA.
I will say that corpse did shake me a little bit. Seeing that head squished, honestly. I mean, I know I didn't break or throw up or anything. I kept it together, but that was definitely something. And I also am thinking we definitely need to figure out the connection with that music and that band before their big concert. And I'm pretty sure that that girlfriend who is like super religious or whatever.
She had the
She's-
crucifix, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a super religious, to
I
me.
mean, fair, but so does Madonna at this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, Madonna is super religious in my book. No, I'm just saying. She could
Fair
be.
enough.
She could be a cult person. I don't know. I don't know. Look, I really just want to beat the crap out of something,
Fair enough.
honestly.
Yeah, with your skills as a stunt woman, it's hard for you to not have a whole lot to punch recently. So just a lot of
Yeah,
frustrating
and what am I
dead
going to do? Punch a corpse? Actually, that's probably not a bad idea. I wouldn't mind doing
It's a
that.
terrible idea.
Rocky
What?
does it. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
that's meat. That's not. I mean, it
Yeah.
is a corpse, but that's the
what
thing
is a
that we're
corpse?
gonna-
Meat.
It's also considered a biohazard, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that even legal?
It is not legal, no.
she would know. All right. So when last we left all of you, you were wrapping up with Johnny Baby, the coroner. His name is John Oliver, corpse puncher to the biohazard.
Ding, 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 ding.
Brilliant. So you guys were wrapping up with John, the coroner, and he had given you a little bit more insights into what was going on. And then I had posited off screen that now at this point it's 2 a.m. and you guys have been investigating for a number of hours. You started around 6 around the same day. So I had thought theoretically that you guys would probably all go to sleep. So I would love to kind of hear as we go along, each one of you, what you do in your quote home life. I know some of that is going to look very different. But what you would do to go home, and is there anything more that you think that you'd want to try to research with 1982 technology while you're by yourselves? And I'm curious to see how that works. So I think I want to go back to Leah. We'll start with Leah Majors first. So, okay, saw your corpse and things were a little bit intense there. Are you planning on going home after this? Or, okay, so it's 2 a.m. in LA and you should probably get some rest before you continue your investigation. What does that look like for you?
If the general consensus among the party is that we're not going to be doing anything else tonight, which I think we had that conversation offline, then yeah, I need to go. I'm going to go home. I live in a little walk up flat. It's really not nice. It's kind of trashy. I live alone. I've got a mostly empty fridge that's filled with beer, really crappy beer, flat beer that I didn't finish drinking, and condiments. Maybe some leftover Chinese. I'm gonna eat some of that, drink some beer, probably pass out in a chair, overstuffed chair. Yeah, there's nothing else that I'm gonna do tonight. I kind of want to break some stuff, but I got nothing left to break in my apartment.
Fair enough. That's totally understandable. I was just curious how your night was spent, or if you tried to connect with any of your friends, or
They don't need to see me now.
fair enough. All right. I'm gonna go to Kiki next and see how you spend your night. So assuming that you guys all break apart, then what do you do? What does your evening look like?
Well, I totally want to get a few hours of sleep, so I'm going to go back to my apartment. I think my apartment might be a little nicer than Leah's. I've got a little bigger. I've got food in my fridge and some champagne. So I'm going to sit down and drink a glass of champagne and just kind of let the night roll over me, kind of let it go, sort of a thing. Just absorb all that's all that's happened, and really try to make peace with it, so I can get a couple of hours of sleep before meeting up with everyone and being terrified again tomorrow.
That's a good point. Do you try any is there yoga or some kind of late night
Oh, I'm
TV that
totally
you watch?
into meditation right now. So I did a lot of rhythmic breathing and just, again, letting the universe wash over me.
That's fascinating. I love this. All right. I'm going to ask Detective Prince first, and then we're going to Wojciech, because you two are somewhat tied together in this, which we'll see in a moment. So, Detective Prince, what do you do at the end of the night? Now, this is not unusual for you. You could have potentially continued to investigate as necessary, but that's right now you're stuck up against a wall. There's no real leads. Sometimes time is the best way to move things forward.
Yeah, I thought about going home. I have a nice bungalow in Pasadena, that you can get on a cop salary. I thought about it, but then I decided that I just couldn't get it out of my head. So I went back to the precinct to just go over things. And I thought maybe about putting in a request for to see if any members of the band have criminal records. Just to maybe follow up on something. But then I we have a cot in one of the holding rooms, and I crashed there for the night.
You sleep where you normally put the criminals temporarily.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Nobody was in there.
It would have a perfectly good cot going to waste, I'm sure. If you would like, you can roll bureaucracy and then just hold on to that result, and I will tell you what you can find out about that in a minute. All right, Wojciech. When last we left you, you were hanging out somewhat in the trunk of Detective Prince's unmarked sedan.
I mean, I came back inside.
Yes, yeah, that is true. You did go in.
I said I got some sleep in that. When we were driving, I just slept in the trunk, and then we got there, and I nap, I guess.
Sure. But now that Detective Prince is driving back to the precinct, what are your plans for the evening?
Well, I have to get my bike, which is at McDonald's.
That's true. You did.
And I ask Johnny if I can use his phone, and I call my sponsor. And they're up, and they pick me up. After a while, we have a talk. They drive me to my bike. I bike back to my place, and yeah.
What is your place at this point? Just remind me of that.
Yeah, my place is my place is above a adult theater / horror theater. It looks like storage, but it's where I live.
Fair enough. All right. Thank you for sharing that. All of you. Appreciate you. Detective Prince, can you give me what your result was of the bureaucracy roll?
I rolled a 97. Sorry, a 27.
Okay, I was going to say, woo.
No. Sorry, a 27.
Okay. That should be a success.
Wait, I have lost my bureaucracy. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, most of the time a 27 will succeed. Okay, so you can pull records for all of these guys. They appear on your desk the next morning. Your secretary type person comes in and says, "Oh yeah, I got these records from." Now all of these people are based in Michigan, Ann Arbor. So it took a minute for them to come through, but it was just a phone call, and no surprise, these people showing up in LA, of course, they expect them to have records. Everybody has just minor drug offenses. There's no one that has anything real scary or hardcore. There's petty theft. Particular sorry, this is an inside joke. Particular Steve Harrison, who is the drummer, he's 25. He is the cousin of the bassist. He has a little bit more stuff, but it's like minor arson offenses, like setting a trash can on fire. Like, it's not anything big, and it never seems like any of it escalated.
Okay. Punk stuff.
Minor punk stuff, yes. All right. So now I am curious, how do you guys all want to get back together? Do you all just want to meet at the precinct? I feel like some of you would feel uncomfortable about that. Or is there a particular place you would like to, you could meet up at a diner if you wanted to. You could meet up at someone's house. I'm just curious how you're getting back together to discuss the next plans.
I mean,
I'm
Yeah, we
cool
can-
going to the precinct, but
does Wojciech have a landline?
You do have a payphone outside
Yeah, there's a payphone outside.
across the street.
Okay.
I mean, I can hop on my motorcycle and go get him.
well, that is if he wants to come over here.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody meet at the
I
precinct.
think it is.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are welcome to get together at the precinct. Now, I will say, Detective Prince, it's going to look a little weird to have a bunch of people come in without any active cases either against or interviewing any of them. So do you have a plan regarding any of that? What would you like to do with them?
Keep them outside, kind of.
Okay.
And that precinct is location rather than place, if that makes sense.
Sure. There is a sort of street out in front of like any major cities precinct for varying types of things. So there's a couple of other cops that are kind of leaning up against the wall. One of them's got like a girly mag. They're just all hanging out, chilling. A lot of them have already made it into work, but most of these guys are, them as like narcotics people. So they're just sort of waiting for their next information or next assignment.
Oh, do I have any new assignments?
Ooh, that is an interesting question. Let me see. Other than the information that you were just given. That's the wrong dice. This one. Great. You do, but it's not pressing. It's more information regarding a case that you had already started. So
Okay.
a different murder, something else came up. There were a couple of other detectives that were also potentially working on this one with you. They've pretty much pegged it on the husband. It was a missing persons case that turned into a murder, and they found the wife in the backyard. They're pretty much pegging it on the husband. Right now, it doesn't look like there's anything real bizarre going on with that one, but they would like you to come in at some point and speak, do your detective magic that's gotten you as far as you have.
Cool beans.
Put that over there too, because I'm gonna need that and that one. All right. So yeah, what do you guys think is your next step now? So you have some information that you've been able to work with. You know that there's a concert coming up. You know that this person's head got smushed. It wasn't just, they're going to try to cover it up as a, potential suicide or a something gone wrong.
Yeah, that's a suicide. I want to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself.
So the cops are trying to make it look like it was a gunshot. They hadn't specified whether it was self-inflicted or if it was outside inflicted. I mean, maybe he got held up at the McDonald's, but yeah, they're trying to cover it up.
Yeah.
I don't.
Can we check out the venue where they're going to be performing? Because, and I'm saying this to all, like, as a place to start, there's usually some posters involved and, some kind of like flyers. See if there's anybody who they have that are putting out the flyers, seeing if they have played there before.
Okay.
There's another thing.
Because there's a studio, seeing a band in the studio, they're only in the studio for a limited amount of time. Most of the time, they're out playing out and around, and if they're they've played place before.
So here's the deal. I think that we think that this audio cassette is what blew the guy's brains out, squished his head, right? We think that. We are all basically kind of in agreement on that we don't want.
I'm having doubts about that, honestly.
It's like possible.
I am interested in that.
I'd like to verify
tape.
one way or another that is either that it is or it isn't. It's kind of Boolean at this point.
Because that executive guy was very, very keen on getting his hands on that demo tape.
Yes. Ahmed. So
how
do we exactly? You're
without killing one of us? Yeah, right. I mean, I kind of like the whole living thing a lot.
I'll listen to it. I don't give a shit.
I was about to say the same thing,
I'll give
Wojciech.
it
I don't think, in good conscience, as a public person who is supposed to defend people such as yourself, that I can allow you guys to listen to it.
All right, so I'm not going to argue over who's going to listen to it because we're going to fight each other all day, and I don't feel like doing that. What we should probably do is find some sort of technology that we can put it in and not listen to it, but look at the waves of it.
That sounds really complicated. I was thinking
it's not, man. You see it in the studio.
Yeah, but I was thinking we get a tape deck that you plug in and have an extension cord and keep it over there. Hit play with it, just without it plugged in, and then it's playing over there.
And maybe have like an animal in the box or something?
Not in a box, but just in case it gets weird, we can just unplug it.
Schrodinger's bait.
All right. That sounds viable.
Okay. And what do we know about capturing demons or whatever?
It's hard.
Yeah. That's not my
say
field
that I
of
have.
expertise. But I'll
I
try
am curious
and
which ones of you may or may not have. I mean, a lot of you, obviously, you all have experience with the occult, but what are you expecting to encounter at this point? And how do you want to prepare for that? Because that is a curiosity to me as well.
Yeah. I want to make some rolls for that. I'm gonna roll to see if I can think of anything. Occult? Or something else.
Yeah, so you're thinking based on, you're trying to prepare for fighting something potentially?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you only have I believe you only have a 10%.
10%. Yeah. But
yeah, you are welcome to try.
I'm pretty experienced in the occult.
Right.
And I'm willing to talk it out with him because I'm just spitballing and I'm gonna 5. So that's 5%.
Yeah, so that would officially be
Holy
underneath
crap.
10. Good for you.
Wow.
Nice. Good.
And Kitty, I feel like, Kitty has a 50 in occult. So if you would like to try to figure out what you think may or may not be something that you're encountering.
I also would like to do this.
I'm going to go ahead and roll.
Yeah, feel free. Anybody who wants to roll occult to try to figure out what you may or may not be encountering and whether or not you understand what it might be.
46.
I'm gonna
55.
I'm gonna let you guys roll, and I'm just gonna. I got my Beretta.
See, that's what I want to do. I want to hurt it, but I don't know what the weapons are unless I know what the weapons are.
Okay, So Kiki, you had a critical failure, unfortunately, because you are 55 over your 50, which is sad. So you super think that this is, it's just going to be really, really hard. It's so difficult. I can't even comprehend all the stuff that you have to put together, and you might have to get like the entire Catholic Church involved, and there's just going to be so much stuff that you have to do. Like it's really, really intense. And I don't even know how many churches there are in LA. I mean, maybe there's not enough. Like everything that's going through your head is a little overwhelming.
I had way too much coffee this morning too on top of that, so I'm sure that that's not helping with all the thoughts just running through my head.
Had a great night's sleep, had some French press, is into it, and just cannot slow down your mouth. Leah, so you don't necessarily have experience with this particular kind of occult, but if you were to guess, I mean, you're basing a lot of your knowledge on movies that you've worked on, so you would assume that probably holy water would be a good idea, or maybe you would want to get a priest involved, or that's assuming that this could be any kind of demonic
salt?
Entity.
What about salt? Kind of an all-purpose.
Yeah, you can certainly try to involve salt. You don't necessarily know enough about the occult and like witchcraft to be able to cast a circle of salt or to cast any kind of spells that would specifically involve that. You can try involving things and see what works, but you don't know. You don't have enough innate knowledge to know what you would do with salt in order to capture an entity. Wojciech, with your success, because you were 47 under 50. Yep. So, okay. You are super familiar with werewolves and you know it's not that. Based on some of the other things you may or may not have dealt with, if this is some kind of demon, you don't know enough about religion in general to be super confident with what might work. But you're willing to try pretty much anything. And based on your knowledge, it sounds like that you're on the right track, that this is probably some kind of a demonic entity. You never encountered one personally, but compared to other things that you've encountered, you've never gotten anything near anything that screamed real weird and had sulfur that it left behind.
Yeah, I want to listen to this tape, but I think.
All right, now we're getting into my territory. I think I can help you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a trap. So I love your idea of the long ass extension cord, but we take this tape recorder, we put it in like hanging over a bowl of holy water, a big dish of holy water, or have a bucket of holy water that we could hold a string and have it dumped down on the tape recorder if unplugging it doesn't work. And I'm loving this. Like,
where are we going to get enough holy water for that?
Are you kidding? They have it in buckets at the churches, right?
We're going to need so much holy water.
It's just water that is blessed. It's not,
Yeah.
What we need is a priest.
I can help with that.
Nice. All right.
What priest do you know? Now I'm curious about this, actually.
Yeah, no, that my sponsor.
Oh, okay. See, I was looking at your connector, the mentor.
Dr. Gorley.
Oh, okay. Caseworker. Got it. Didn't know he was also a priest. Fascinating. Cool.
I don't have a lot of room on the thing. On the sheet.
No, you don't. Yeah, and that's true. That's just the actual character sheets don't have enough space.
So,
I mean,
how much holy water do you think we'll need? I mean, could he potentially bless the LA reservoir?
No.
Damn, that's a good idea. It will mess some people up, though.
It's not. It's.
What?
Nothing.
No. Share.
It's not like it's not like we're dying a river. It's fate. It's part of the program. I'm not. It's fine. Fine. You can't. Like you can. It's if you say like I don't know. It's weird. I can get us some holy water. We can also just ask for it. To just someone to. You can also just go into a place like, hey, can you bless this holy water can you make this holy water for us? They'll be like, yeah. And they'll say some prayers. That's what it is. That's what it does.
Jug, let's do it.
For a nominal donation.
I mean,
I'm sure I could write that off of my taxes.
Yeah, but also you could just be nice to them.
So what is the conveyance in which we are going to holy water? How do we even know that holy water is going to work?
We don't. That wasn't the question. The question was like, can we get holy water? I answered yes. I don't.
Fair.
We don't know what's going to work. So that's why I'm saying a broad spectrum of a multi-phase attack sort of situation.
Got it.
Right.
We
You
don't
got
know
salt,
what
you
it
got
is.
holy water. We're going to have crosses all around there. We're going to, we're pretty sure it's in the demonic realm. Signs point to baby Jesus enemy.
Okay.
I mean, if you think it's something else,
I could get some road salt, I guess.
there you go. I'm sure they'll love it.
All right. I love this plan. Where are you assembling this?
If we need a place that we don't care about, I know a whole bunch of places.
That's what I want. I'm thinking an empty warehouse.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I was told, yeah.
Yeah, Wojtek, with your knowledge, if you want to name a place, we will. What do you want to call this to enact your plan?
Well, the Methodist skate park closed down, but we still use it. I'm sure we could. And if it's before, like, what time of day is it right now?
Fair.
Right.
It's early.
Yeah, in the morning.
Yeah, we're not morning
9, 10 a.m.
people. Yeah, then we're fine. We got a good solid 3-4 hours.
Okay, so this is like a concrete like skate park.
Yeah, it was a Christian skate park that did not go over well. So now it's just a skate park, but they locked it up real good, except if you're me.
Okay, so it's got like a periphery fence around it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you guys want to set this up at a skate park, I will allow you each to have one item prepared other than what you normally have on you. This is okay. Sorry. There's a whole bunch of stuff that just got posted that I'm finding fascinating. Anyway, yeah, you are all welcome to have a additional item other than what you already have on you. So Detective Prince, you already have your duty weapon. If you want to have an additional item to prepare in order to complete this bizarre ritual, we'll call it, you are welcome to do so. So we'll go around the room and figure it out. Leah, what would you like to have additionally prepared?
I'd like to have a shotgun with salt shells.
Wow. Okay. So there is something called, like in this system, there is some kind of like a preparation. I don't know that you would be able to have enough time to put together salt shells. You could certainly get a shotgun. You could probably figure out a way. I would allow you to have a friend that you can probably borrow a shotgun from that you don't already have. But in order to create custom shells for something, that would be like a couple days prep. Okay, so you're cool with just a shotgun.
Can it have iron shot? Is that a special thing?
I don't know. Steel.
Steel. Okay.
It could have steel.
Okay.
So you can have a shotgun with steel in the pellets, we'll say.
Okay. And if I can also grab a big ass bag of Epsom salt or salt.
Yeah, that's easy enough. You can
kosher salt. That's the word I was looking for.
Kosher salt. Okay. I was like, Epsom salt too. I mean, maybe this thing needs a bath. You don't know.
I need a bath.
All right. Detective Prince, is there anything besides what you normally carry that you would like to
Oh, thank
grab?
you, Sir David. He says
Ooh.
they do sell sea salt.
Shells for bird control.
She sells seashell salts.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you, Nat 21.
You're
Appreciate it.
hearing me. You're hearing me.
I'm generally a skeptic about this,
Fair
but
enough.
I will grab. My Aunt Betty gave me a book of common prayer, and I'll stick that in my jacket, my breast pocket.
Cool.
That's it.
Out of sheer curiosity, is there a particular denomination that it belongs to? Is it like a Methodist book? Is it a Lutheran book? Is it a Catholic book? Is it
Episcopalian.
Ooh, okay. You have an Episcopalian book of prayer. Fabulous. All right, Kiki, is there anything that you would like to grab before you're about to encounter this adventure?
I'm going to grab a couple of cans of spray paint so that I can paint a demon trap on the floor, on the ground.
Okay. Do you have any expertise in painting demon traps?
I've got some knowledge of the occult,
True.
so I've kind of dabbled in it here and there. So, like, I've had some. If my rolls are good, I should be able to draw one.
This is gonna be fun. Once Kiki captured the entire band Slipknot. All right.
What a hell of a night!
They're from Iowa. We would be like teenagers at this point. All right, Wojciech. So, do you want to go to your friend and try to gather some holy water? What is your spare item that you are grabbing?
Well, I was gonna grab see if I can't find a tape deck.
Tape deck is important in this plan. Very
Yeah.
true. Yeah, easy enough. There's a pawn shop that has a bunch of those. It's one of those like gray ones that has just the speaker on the top, and then it has the ability to slide it in, play it. Yeah, super simple. You could record over it if you felt like it.
I haven't told this to the rest of the crew yet, but I'm like, hey, if there's a ransom on this tape, and if it's not, if this ain't what calls it, and like this tape is fine, I might need to sell that back to that guy so that, you know.
Cool.
Yeah, if no one's head goes pop.
Yeah. Like if everything goes fine and we survive and the tape's okay and I can sell it, and you know, like that'd be great. 'Cause I could live off. I could live off that for a couple years, if honestly.
What was the reward on that?
I'd live cheap. You see my pockets full of food. It's stolen.
Yeah.
He pulls out a carrot stick.
Yeah,
that dysentery's gonna get you.
Oh, it's already gotten me. Like you get to a point where dysentery, you know it better than anything else. Let's get the content warning up. Like
We're laughing at you.
yeah.
Anyway, it's sweet.
I mean, just because, we're good. I got the tape, but yeah, I'm like, let's not necessarily destroy this tape if it's not what.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want to listen to it first.
Yep.
I think I do. Do I have the tape?
Yes, you've had the tape in your car. It's a chain of evidence at this point. You probably just hung on to it, along with all the other tapes that this person also had.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will say that it is now like 2:00 in the afternoon, and you guys can meet at the Methodist skate park, abandoned Methodist skate park. That should be a band name too. Abandoned Methodist skate park. I can presume that you've set up to the best of your ability. Kiki, you have sprayed some spray paint on the ground. It looks kind of occultish. You're not the best at drawing circles.
There's already like some.
Yeah,
some
it also
around
looks like
anyway.
a lot of the other graffiti that's happened to be there already. So, Yeah, and Wojciech, it's easy enough for you to set up the tape deck and run an extension cord that is indoor outdoor, one of those big long orange ones, to set it up and be ready to play this tape if you would like.
And we have a ring of salt around it, a bucket of holy water tilted with a stick and a string so that when it goes bad, I'll just pull the string and the bucket will dump holy water on everything.
Won't
Okay.
that wash away the
Mess
salt?
it all up.
Yes, and maybe some of the paint, depending on how new it is. I am.
We're
curious-
not good at this. We're not.
This is one of my favorite things because this happens legitimately for anyone who's ever played Delta Green. This happens in every Delta Green game. This is called the Delta Green shit moment, where you come up with an elaborate plan with a bunch of people that may or may not be experts at this plan. And I have seen this happen both with people who are legit actual FBI agents now, who would like as a character requisition specific items and stuff, and like called in an airstrike on a library one time. It was
Like,
intense.
can we call in an airstrike?
Not
No.
Okay, just sorry.
Although I do have riot gear at my disposal.
fair enough. That's when all this gets real fun. Okay, so the way I am picturing this, and correct me if I'm wrong, friends, is that kind of at the bottom of one of the big bowls in the skate park where you like come in on all sides, so it almost looks like a dip in a swimming pool, is where you've set up all of this, the tape deck in the middle, the black spray paint all around it with a bunch of different symbols, the circle of salt, and a bucket of holy water with a stick and a string tied to it. That is adjacent to, I would assume not inside, but adjacent to the symbols and salt and whatnot.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Do you want to play the tape? Someone's going to have to be down there to play it.
I'll do it.
I'll do that.
You hit it go, and it's unplugged up at the extension cord.
Oh, and then
So
Yeah.
as soon as it's
plug it in up
far
there.
away. Yeah.
All right. I'm just
Okay.
gonna
Jay Ringer
draw.
does make an interesting.
Fun fact: the reason that pools are like used for skateboards was in California. A bunch of people had pools. There was a drought. They had to like stop doing that. They're like, "What do we do with like?" And that's where punk kids started doing that, just because there were all these empty cement skate things, and they became skate parks.
Hell yeah. So I'm just gonna draw my weapon.
Okay.
Be prepared.
Yeah, I got a shotgun queued up.
Where'd you get a shotgun? Do you know how to use it?
Yeah, totally. Do you?
Okay.
I pull out my little pistol.
You have a gun.
I'm a single woman living in Los Angeles. I mean, my daddy taught me how to shoot.
Fair.
Bear
Yeah, I know.
mace.
I was thinking the same thing. Props department. Duh. Only it's alive.
I've got bear mace.
You do. That is true. You do.
That tracks.
For all the bears in LA.
Cougars too.
Okay, that's
There are
me.
cougars.
Is there an easy way to make it quick? Here?
You are.
All right.
Anyway.
So who's got the you got the
Okay. Leah's just going to plug it in. Okay.
uh-huh.
Yeah, you plug in the tape recorder. Now you don't have it turned all the way up because you don't know what's going to happen with the volume and stuff. But the first thing that starts playing is just a loud-ish, kind of distorted guitar. And then that's followed up by like a "I wanna rock," and then it launches into a song. It seemingly, Kiki, you would guess this is probably midway through a song.
All right. So we're like not starting at the beginning? Didn't we rewind the tape before we started?
Oh.
Did you?
Nope.
Should we? Think. Be right back.
I lower myself down. I'm like, God.
Declined. Rewind.
Just stay down there, voice. Okay, plug it in. We gotta rewind it. You gotta plug it in first, right?
Yeah.
Okay, plug it in, Leah.
I was half expecting one of you guys to whip out a pencil and just
Oh, yeah.
like you did in high school.
I mean, we got the
did.
battery. I mean, we got the power source right now. Let's just like, well, I don't know why.
Is it rewound? Did you do it?
Yeah. Should I hit 0 on the set
Hold
set
on.
button?
Yeah.
I unplug it. Hit 0. Do what you gotta. Duck out of there. Let me know
This is
when
like
you've hit
when
play
Looney
and get
Tunes
out of
try to
there.
set up dynamite. Like they just have to keep going back and forth to try to do this work.
That is exactly what this is.
Brilliant. I love it. Yeah, so you plug it back in again and it starts you hear kind of the sort of whisper of static to begin with. And yeah, then it starts seemingly a song. Not the same song that you were just listening to. But it seems like a Kiki, you are kind of impressed. This actually sounds really good. And after about 5 minutes, another song comes on. And you start to realize that this is probably a full-length album.
Sure.
Things are
But when we get to that point that it already played I Want to Rock or whatever,
yes.
let me know.
Okay. So yeah, about
What kind of metal is it? Like hair metal and like give
oh yeah,
give me some.
this is solidly hair metal. It's probably
It's no Jethro Tull, okay?
no,
But like, are we talking Rat? Or are we talking Crew? Or are we talking?
you would liken it more to like Poison. So the lead singer has a very pleasing voice, and the guitarist is excellent. Surprisingly, almost Guns N' Roses-esque, the back line is actually doing really, really well. Like they're locking in together. They sound like they're actually communicating with each other. It is very, you would almost say it's very like conducted almost, that it's very, you would call it predictable, probably, Wojciech. It's very specific and on point. Everything's at 4/4. Everything is very not simple. They've got some cool arrangements and stuff. They've got some great solos, but it is very like it goes and then the next song and then the next song and then the next song.
It's all very technical.
Yes.
That's what it sounds like. All right.
Yeah. Now we're getting almost into, now granted, I don't think the Dream Theater had released a ton of stuff in 1982, but yeah, not the level of Dream Theater of like, I'm playing in multimeters and I'm doing some weird stuff, but
bullshit.
yeah, definitely a solid middle of the road, probably are pretty good. And there's a good reason why they've moved to LA from Ann Arbor, but nothing stands out about them. And the further you get into the album, now we've reached like track 9 and we're at like 3 p.m. and it's sunny and hot and kind of boring. But yeah. Ooh, perfect.
Have we done the I Want to Rock yet?
Yes, you've moved past all of that.
Okay. So we've listened to the part that the guy had listened to. And we're listening to the stuff that he hasn't listened to.
So this was kind of pointless. Cool.
Yeah, anything about the lyrics? Anything we're noticing?
Nothing intense, nothing crazy. But the further you get in, things get a little bit more wonky soundscape wise. Now you're hearing some weird sort of like background hissing every once in a while, or sounds like they're trying some interesting stuff. And then eventually you hear a note from the sound engineer where everything kind of goes blank for a minute. And then they're like, I gotta run out of space. Flip it over to side 2. And
Flip it over to side 2.
yeah, there's a side
and
2.
we flip it over to side 2.
Great. Again,
So
for
it's good, but not mind-blowingly so right now.
no.
Because we may have put in side 1 and it was almost done with side 2.
You ever done that when you were in like high school where you were like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I want to listen to this one song. And you have to keep flipping the tape back and forth over and over again to listen to the one thing.
Yeah.
We've now, okay, so another 20 minutes goes by, and now there's like a crackle of static sort of on the track. The last track has ended. It was surprisingly a little bit more ballady than you were expecting, this final track. And as that ends, it sort of fades into this staticky sort of sound. And then you hear a voice that is speaking strangely. It kind of sounds like there's been distortion added to it. It's sort of warped. And things sound a little bizarre. And the longer you listen to it, the more things start to change and feel different.
Shotgun out.
Wojciech, you would recognize this, and Kiki, you might recognize this as well, having the vocalist experience. You may have experienced singing church songs or Latin hymns. This sounds like Latin in reverse. And as you are listening to it, a strange black smoke starts to pour out of the tape deck itself. It's very acrid and it smells somewhat sulfurous and strange. Almost, it's not like the tape deck caught fire. It's the like the smoke itself, almost like someone set a smoke bomb off. It's very thick and very laying sort of on the ground. And as you're watching, the music is continuing to play, and this weird, wavy, sort of odd Latin is being spoken. This thing starts to materialize. First, you see something that looks almost spine-like, spikes sort of coming up from the concrete amidst this smoke. And the further it goes along, followed by almost spider-like, spindly limbs that start to emerge almost elbow first from parts of the smoke and pushing itself up. And it slowly emerges, finally a thin whip-like tail. And what stands before you, hunched and horned, is a creature, upon first glance, as it is not completely unfolded itself, it's, from where you're standing, probably about 5 feet tall, with thin spider-like limbs. Its tail restlessly wanders back and forth like a cat's, still within the circle, and it is constantly growling this sort of low susurrus, like almost like when you are trying to clear your throat and it just feels like there's something caught in the back of it at all times. It's sort of like a distorted bass kind of noise, and then the entire body, from its blotchy, ink-stained face to its cloven hooves, is a brilliant shade of bright red.
Wow, cliche.
But it's in the circle, you said.
It is currently inside of the circle, yes. All right, so how this works. Initiative in Delta Green is based on your dexterity. So I need to know what everyone's just base dexterity modifier is. And then we get to determine who goes first based on that.
I have a 14. What does that mean?
Doing pretty good.
12.
Okay, you?
13.
11.
Okay. So it's Leah 14, Princess 12. Kiki, you were a 13.
Mhm.
Okay. And Wojciech, you were an 11. Okay. Great. This creature is staring at you, kind of hunched over at first, and it sort of looks up at you and takes a moment to sort of embrace its surroundings and see where it's at. And its first action, because it has a better dexterity than you, is to shift forward and with one hoof brush the salt away and say in a voice that is somewhat high-pitched and somewhat low-pitched in a sort of terrifying, distorted way, "It only works if you believe." And it starts to walk towards Leah, who is holding out a shotgun.
So I have the string with the bucket of holy water.
Yes, you do.
So I'm holding the shotgun. The string is here.
And it is your turn, so you may now react.
I will yank the thing, let the holy water run into the cassette and tape recorder thing, and fire my shotgun if I may. Or is that two?
That's two separate actions. So you can do one or the other, whichever you would prefer.
Holy water.
Okay. So you pull that string that is attached to the holy water and actually roll me a dexterity. I want to see if this actually goes off or not. I know you've got the plans, but
I don't know. Like, what do you roll? So that's a
so if your base dexterity is a 14, it's 14 times 5, which I think is
well, I rolled 15. So
okay, great. Yeah. Okay, easy. So you, with your shotgun aimed, your first thought is to continue to take aim and then yank on that cord. And that allows for that stick that was underneath the bucket to shift. A couple of things happen at once. As the bucket dumps, it clears out a lot of the lovely drawings that Kiki did. They're kind of smeared.
With spray paint?
It doesn't like wash them away, but it sort of smears them. And obviously now you're realizing it may not have worked functionally either. It definitely clears out the salt. It also causes the tape player to short because of the electricity that's running through it.
Right. That was part of the idea.
So the tape player shorts. It doesn't explode or anything, but you see it throw sparks up. And yeah, it wasn't paying attention. As the water spreads forward, it catches the thing on the tail. It was waving its tail back and forth a lot, but that initial gush of the water go right over its tail, and you see it just leer back and howl in pain, and that chunk of its tail disappears. It's just gone, bursts into a puff of sulfurous smoke, more yellow acrid than the black that it originally came from. And it screams a sort of high-pitched shrieking wail like a owl turned up to 11. It's a terrifying noise. Yes.
Am I able to say something while this is happening?
Yes. Speaking is a free action.
Okay. I want to say there's more where that came from.
I love that. Action hero at their best. All right. The next is Kiki.
I'm going to use a help.
Great.
Because I'm going to take aim and try to totally destroy the tape player and the tape inside. So I'm going to try to shoot the thing.
Ooh, okay. There is I don't remember the mechanic. There is a called shot action that I think you can do. I'm not quite sure how that works. Pin, escape, disarm, aim. Okay. Sacrifice one. Okay, so you could do an aim action or you could just try to roll it. But if you would like to try an aimed action, that is this turn, you would aim and gain a 20% on the attack for the next turn.
I'm going to aim.
Okay, yeah. So, without having to roll, and you can save that help for the next one when you actually shoot, you can take a plus 20% to your next official shot. Thank you. That is, I have been remiss in not being able to allow you to use this roll, because goodness knows you could have used it in the past. So I apologize in advance The aiming, what a novel idea. But yeah, you do lose a turn. I mean, you lose a turn in the action of aiming. So that's what you are officially doing. Detective Prince.
I am going to. I've had my weapon out,
Yes, you
and
did.
I am going to try and shoot it in the head.
Okay.
Right in the head.
Ooh.
Standard procedure.
Yes.
Uh,
This is something interesting as well, just because I'm finally looking through all these details. So this could potentially be called a called shot. A called shot is an attack to a particular body part, a head, the hand, etc. A called shot allows the agent to roll a grenade past cover and stuff like that. Making a called shot with unarmed combat. No, I think it's just is more difficult than a standard attack, so it has a penalty. Covered. No, it just looks like yeah, called shot is only affects that target. So
okay.
yeah.
Pass with flying colors.
Yes, excellent. You fire straight at it. Roll your damage for your. I think it's a duty pistol that you had out.
Yes, it is 1d10. Give me a moment.
Fabulous.
Oh, nope. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. Turn.
Yes. This is some DGS. I love this. So yeah, you shoot it and your aim is beautifully true and you fire straight into the center of its head. And it has a beautiful, I mean, I guess it should be a black hole, but the creature is somewhat black and red. So what you see is kind of like a yellow seeping goo starts to come out of the creature's face and drag down its face, body, etc. It is still standing, but it looks terrifically injured. And well played on that part, Detective Prince. All right, Wojciech, we are to you now.
So the tape deck shorted out when the water hit it.
Correct. The tape deck shorted out. It is no longer playing.
Right, but there's still like it's still plugged into all of that stuff.
Yes.
Okay. I am going to. Well, no, not.
If you're trying to electrocute it, I was going to say that the water is dissipating somewhat. It's not going to be able to create enough of a puddle, I would think. But you try what you want.
Well, that's like part of it being in the
bowl,
the basin,
right?
You know,
but it's a bucket of water. It's not like you stuck a hose down there.
Sure. As long as well, and she's can I see Kiki aiming at the tape deck?
Sure, you can see Kiki with her gun out, aimed, and she's taking an extra second while other people are doing actions to like really narrow down her sight to hit this specific thing.
I'm going to then I'm just gonna hold the bear spray out and like kind of hold my action and as far as saying something cool, just the second step is believing in a higher power that can help, and this is gonna help kick your ass.
I love it. All right, so we have this horribly injured creature.
Good.
To come up. And it is in a bowl, though. All right. Leah, it's coming for you because you were the first one to injure it. Obviously, Detective Prince having a bad influence on it as well hurt it worse, but you were the first person to injure it, so it's coming for you. And it is going to attempt a claw attack on you, and that is, I think that is a dexterity that it is attempting to roll. Let me double check my math. I have to make sure that I have this right. I didn't multiply everything correctly.
Isn't it like, so just so I'm clear, like the picture I have is we're all at the top.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's so like how big is this thing? To where it can...
As it rushes up the side of the basin and tries to claw, it's probably aiming for your legs at this point, Leah. It's trying to reach you.
Okay.
You would estimate that it's about 7 feet tall, completely unfolded,
Nice.
with the remnants of the yellow spatterings of its tail flapping about wildly as it's moving, and casting about a bunch of ichor as it rotates and moves around. Let's see if it hits. Ooh, it just lovely. So Leah, it attacks you with its claws and does 2 points of raking damage to your legs. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean types of damage, whatever. It doesn't matter anything. But it basically reaches out with its claw as it's scrambling up towards you, and it rakes across like the front side of your calf muscles and does some not catastrophic damage, but it definitely cuts you up real good.
Okay.
And now it's your turn. Exact
Yeah.
revenge.
And he's right there. How
He
about
is
I
right in front of you.
lower the shotgun right to his face and pull the trigger?
Yeah, you absolutely can. That is technically a point blank shot, but I don't. Shotguns sometimes have lethality damage. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I'll let you figure that out. But I'm gonna use one of my bonus perk things.
Absolutely.
So is it minus?
You can either think about it as you add +5 to the skill that you're trying to roll under. So instead of a 40%, it's a 45% you're trying to go under, or
Right.
you subtract it from the result.
Okay, gotcha. And
It's a 5.
Okay. So if I say I'm going to use 2, can I use 2 or is?
Yeah, I'll allow it. Go
I've
ahead.
got
We've
4
got
and
a
I
ton.
realized I haven't been using them, so I'm going to use 2.
Okay.
Because I would love. So it's -5. No, -10.
Yes. From whatever
So
result.
58 minus 10 is 48, and my skill is
This would be firearms.
firearms. My skill is 40.
Ah.
How?
Oh,
How?
that's the kind of shot I make.
So you are aiming at this creature and you are ready to get it, and it just surprised you so much by how badly you are suddenly hurt and kind of bleeding that you lower the shotgun further than you think you need to, and it just ricochets off of the concrete. It
So I
blows up
should have
against the
used all of them.
chest. Use all of the helps.
That's how it works.
You could potentially. I will let you just drop your cash if you want to in order to use these kinds of things. But that's sometimes this is how this works. And
Okay.
that's just because of the
Okay.
percentage. That's how things happen.
Okay. Well, that sucks.
You tried real hard. Kiki, it is your turn. You have a called shot, so now you are 20%.
I'm going to use 2 helps.
Okay. That's going to put you like a plus 30% to your normal skill for firearms. And you are aiming at the tape deck.
I'm aiming at the tape deck. I'm going to shoot.
Okay.
After I've taken aim, try to destroy that thing.
All right. Roll your firearm skill and rolling under plus 30% to whatever your skill usually is. You should get this. I am so curious.
I rolled a 69.
Nice. Nice. You have to say nice. You have to say nice. You have to say nice.
Nice.
Oh, thank God.
Brilliant.
I'm so proud of you.
She never
Nice.
gets the firearms to work. I'm so thrilled. What did she hit? Love it. Brilliant. So with all
Good
of
game,
that prep
everybody.
work,
All right. Good game. Evil is vanquished.
with all of that prep work, you are able to shoot that tape deck basically right in the center of it, and it explodes in tiny little shards of stuff. And at the same time, because you hit it so perfectly, the tape just unspools. It goes, brrrr, and all of the pieces of it fall apart. This you would need a recording expert to put the whole thing back together. The demon is still here, but you have completely destroyed that tape. That tape will probably never really play again. So well done,
Good.
Wojciech. Think it's
Um,
unless. Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. Detective Prince, and then Wojciech. I skipped a thing. I have you in the wrong order. My apologies.
Jeez,
Go ahead,
Chad.
Detective Prince.
I am going to again shoot it in the head, but this time I'm going to start reciting the only bit of religious prayer that I remember, which is a part of Psalm 23, starting with, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow and death, I shall fear no evil. Thy rod and thy staff are with me. They comfort me." Wait, hold on. Let me roll. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, so I start reciting that.
Turning
And I am
into
going to use a
Samuel
help.
Jackson. Okay, great.
I may or may wait. No, wait. Okay. All right. So I'm yes. Oh, wait. Yeah, I rolled a 65, so it's 60, and that is my. Does that succeed?
Yes, as your skill. Yeah. Yes.
Yep. Great. Okay.
Okay, roll your damage.
4.
Hey. So you shoot it in the face again
Yep.
as you are reciting part of Psalm
Walk
20.
through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou prepare us a table before me in the presence of mine enemies.
As you say, mine enemies, it shouts, enemies, and you shoot it and shoot part of its jaw off brilliantly. So it can no longer speak. Its tongue, which is this long, already sort of black forked thing, starts to lash about wildly underneath the yellow dripping ichor that is coming out from what is left. This is a very gory show, I'm sorry. That is coming out from what of its left of its jawbone, or what you would categorize as a jawbone. And it is some kind of hurt. And ooh. All right. I think we're going to try. Yep, we're going to try that. So it is its turn. And it is super, super hurt. Well, does that. No.
Wait, what did Wojciech do? Did I miss?
Sorry. Did I miss that? I'm sorry. Again, brain.
Is it your turn?
Weird. Yeah,
Wojciech,
Wojciech, did you
did
do
you already
anything
go?
yet?
and I haven't gone yet.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead then. My apologies. I was like ready, and I.
I'm going to and I'm going to ask this because I, kind of held my last action.
Yes, you did.
Just kind of realizing that, like, this is not going to work in this situation. Put that back and pull out my collapsible baton. It does say LAPD on it.
Nice.
This is a souvenir from one of your own.
Did you?
This is before we met. Behold the staff, and I'm gonna swing at it.
Okay. Yeah. So you had held your
Nice.
action before. That is, yeah. Go ahead and draw a different weapon, and
Yeah.
you would be using. This is not unarmed. This is melee.
Yes.
Melee weapons.
And I'm
you
going
have
to
plenty of
use.
helps.
I'm going to use 2 helps.
All right. So you're either subtracting 10 or making that skill above 10 above.
I missed.
No. So yeah, you have your you have this really cool moment with like thy rod and thy you pull it out and go staff are with me, and you try to backhand it, but because it's missing most of its face, you kind of backhand underneath its tongue, and it just sort of casually licks the side of your awesome baton and leaves this sort of yellowish ichory goo all over the bottom of the baton. Doesn't melt it though. Important to note. All right. I was going to do something, but it doesn't have that thing. It used to have a tail strike. It doesn't have a tail anymore. Thanks, Leah. So we're going to go with something else. Okay. It's right there. Yes, let's do that. Oh, oops. Well, that makes sense. So, Detective Prince, it tries to push itself up so that its upper half would be pushed up against the side and get closer to you. And it was going to attempt to bite you, but having less of a jaw, it rolled an 88 and completely misses and just kind of lathers its tongue across your shoes.
Yeah, that's still pretty gross.
Yeah. Oh, it's disgusting. And now everything around you smells a lot like sulfur and disgust. But yeah, it critically failed. So good job for everybody.
I just kind of look down at it and just go, gross.
I say the same thing as I pull the trigger on my shotgun.
Do it again. All right. Roll that beautiful shotgun footage. It is your turn.
So I'm just going to use all of my guys.
Okay. So
that's
you still have
3.
3 left. So that would be,
That's 15.
yeah, take 15 off of your roll or add 15 to what you're trying to roll under. I do
This
have
is
to
gonna
help.
be
That's right. But that was
Embarrassing. Okay. 24. So I rolled 24 minus 15.
yeah. I'm pretty sure you're gonna hit. Yeah, because what is your firearm skill? Okay, yeah. You totally hit. Now you have a shotgun. Does anyone else have a shotgun that they usually use? Because I'm trying to find. Wait, I might have a character with a shotgun.
And how do you roll damage?
Right.
I think
So
I know.
it is whatever that damage type for that weapon is. I'm going to say since most of these other weapons are rolling at a D10, I would say roll 1d10 and tell me what your result is.
90? 9?
Okay, I was like,
9?
yep, okay. And you aim your shotgun straight down at it, and it has just now licked unintentionally Detective Prince's shoes, and whatever is left of its face immediately explodes, and the whole thing just sort of, and its arms just drop. It slides this ugly yellow smear down the side of the skate park bowl. And then as it comes to a rest at the bottom of the bowl, it slowly dissipates in a film of yellow smoke. And other than some of these stains from the ichor that were coming out of it, it has completely vanished.
I
You're
just
out of
say nice and I high five Leah.
Well played.
I look at the wounds on my shins.
I believe. Oh, wait.
God help you. Do any of you have first aid?
I believe I have a first aid kit in
I
my
do.
car.
Okay, yeah, she is bleeding, not catastrophically, and those are probably her. Leah, you're probably honestly kind of unaffected by it. This is probably not the first time
Yeah. I'm
what's
actually,
gone wrong.
I do have first aid. I have like 40% because I'm used to getting hurt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I look down at the wounds and I go, whatever.
Yeah.
I will look at it and make sure it's not going to go get infected with sulfur and, you know.
Yeah, there is a
You
lot
should
of
like totally
sulfur
take
all
care
over
of that before it gets all grody.
I go to my car and I get the first
Bottle
aid
of
kit
rubbing
because I
alcohol.
also have 50%. I have 50% first aid, so I
Between
can.
the two of you guys, you can easily clean her up and wrap her up. It's not bone deep or anything. You don't
Yeah.
actually need stitches at this point, but that stuff was gross. And yeah,
Yeah.
it was
I just pop a
probably
bottle of isopropyl alcohol and just kind of pour it on your legs.
Got my foot up there. Itches a little.
So you guys have effectively defeated a what I like to call a red devil. What are your thoughts on this? You've officially encountered something now, and what do you think's going on?
I got thoughts.
What's up? I'm sitting on the edge and I'm just looking down at it.
The remnants of the tape, this yellow, gross staining all over the concrete.
Yeah.
The slightly washed out symbols and salt that used to coat the ground in this beautiful little.
The voice that was doing the Latin chanting in reverse.
Yes.
Male, female.
You couldn't necessarily tell from this distance, but it did sound high pitched. Probably not the singer.
We thinking those the extra verses the girlfriend was adding?
So like we should totally find out who that was on the tape, because that's just one copy. We like don't know how many copies there are out there.
Or what they're going to do at the show.
If they sell copies of those,
No, I'm saying if they release a frickin' demon at the concert where there's going to be hundreds, if not thousands, of people.
It's not going to be thousands. It's not that big of a club. They're not that good.
All right, fine. Hundreds, 20s of
Tens
Dozens.
of people.
Dozens.
dozens of people.
it's still going to be like a lot of people to
It's a
worry
lot of
about.
Yeah.
That's
More
like
than
not a small
one
amount.
is bad. This to happen to. We don't want any. Yeah.
Look, the last time I went to a concert, it was 1977, so I don't know how venues work.
It's really not that
It's
much different.
probably For 5
you're
years,
fine.
there's not been a huge leap in performance. It's all right.
I would say
Yeah.
just from historical experience, the security would have tightened, because sometime in the late 70s, that was when there was a stampede at a concert that killed a whole bunch of people. So
Yes, there was.
other than that, yes, standard concert.
Yeah,
You
but I'm
would've
like worried about
started the
merch.
stampede.
I mean, I know you're talking about like at the concert itself, but you know, we sell our merch, we sell our tapes at
Right.
concerts,
Yeah,
right?
but
So what happens if like thousands of these eventually get?
I'm
like,
not
released
that worried
everywhere?
about that, because the time, like, they were just in the recording studio, and the time between that and putting that out, there's a lot more time between those two things.
We don't know when that tape was recorded.
The tape that
Week.
the
The tape that we
this
got
one was like a week, because that's what they were listening to. They were listening to the demo that they were going to send out, but then they
So
are
you
not,
think-
because they're re-recording it.
So you think like they're going to do this at the concert and
I
what?
think that's
Yes.
more. I think that's more
I mean-
likely than you know, the putting out it like the turnover, even for the turnover between recording something and then putting it out is a lot longer than that.
Regardless,
Yeah.
we know that they're going to unleash this thing in some kind of way. And we
And
need
I
to
don't
prevent
think
them
it's
from
a
doing
day.
that.
I think it's a someone, because there was really only
Yeah.
one voice involved. So here's my plan. We get one of those little lecture tape recorder thingies. We talk to everybody in the band while recording them. We play it backwards. I want to see if we can match up whose voice it was.
So like, hear me out.
Sure.
Yes, there was one voice on the tape, but someone had to do the recording.
All right. Yep, that's right. That's how that works. So it was after the demo was done, right? And
Like it was an extra bit.
Like a bonus
Yeah.
track.
like they just kept
Worst
recording.
bonus track ever.
They just kept
Facts.
recording and maybe didn't hit stop on the record. People left the room. One person could have just been one person. I don't know.
The whole
But,
reason they were in the studio was to re-record what was lost, because they lost that tape. That's why the exec wanted it.
My question is, again, did our guy know the deceased?
That would be
Yes.
Mike Blackshaw.
Mike Blackshaw.
You think he knew what was on there?
I don't know.
Did
if Mike
he
Blackshaw
record?
Would you
knew
listen
what
to
was
it
on
knowing
there.
what would happen?
He might not have
Yeah.
known what was going to happen.
But the recording exec dude knew Mike.
Knew Mike.
Wants this thing back. Was super sketch about it.
He knew
Yeah.
something was going on.
Yeah.
He totally knew something was going on.
So I think we're going to go back to the recording studio, talk to the band. If we have to shake them up, threaten them a little bit, I'm cool with that. Slap them around, tie them up, have a conversation.
Well,
You
let's
really
hold
like,
off
sound
You
like you're
finally
very
got through
interested
some
in that.
punching today, and
On
I was
that.
curious how this was going to keep going.
Yeah. I'm also would not be opposed to potentially shutting down the whole concert.
Okay. We can
I could do
blow
that.
up the venue.
Ooh.
Or I could just talk
Yeah,
to some of my
do
guys
what-
down at the precinct and shut it down.
You don't actually
Yeah.
have to set up charges.
Do
gonna have
what
to
they
move this
usually
stuff.
do.
Let it, braid it.
There
Set a
you go.
fire.
I mean, you guys are probably going to do that anyway.
Look, that's not my department, okay?
Fair enough. All right, we officially have our heading. You guys are going to go check out the recording studio, and Detective Prince may or may not try to shut down the concert. And we will leave it at that for this week.
And Leah may or may not try and blow up the venue.
Yes, is going to try to blow up Whiskey a Go Go. Good luck, man. I'm actually curious if there is any history to whether or not is it Whiskey a Go Go. I think was what we were going with. Either whiskey or no whiskey tango, whiskey go go, whiskey. I don't know. They're all in a line with each other. It's like the Rainbow Room, the Viper Room. They're all in a line. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if someone tried to blow those up before. Anyway, thank you all for joining.
Does anyone know who the house band during 1982 is?
Oh.
In Whiskey the Go Go.
I
What?
don't.
Anybody know?
Who is
I do.
Who is it?
Steve-O does. Not Wojciech would know this too. Anybody? How about this? Anybody in the comments without googling it? Don't Google this. If you could tell me who the house band for Whiskey the Go Go is in 1982, let's see if anybody.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess it's the LA Guns. I'm gonna guess it's the LA Guns. I might
Flock
be-
of Seagulls.
Oh my god.
This is fun.
This is
We will
gonna
let the
surprise
comment.
people.
We will let the comments roll. I'm gonna get. Do you want to do it now, or do you want to wait a second and then introduce?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, I'll do it at the end.
Okay. We'll give some people some time. So first of all, thank you all so much for hanging out with us as we destroyed a demon. Let's go around the room and introduce ourselves so that we can talk about the things that we do as human beings. Leah Majors, why don't you talk about who you are and what you do as a human?
Hey, I'm Mab, just Mab. I am resident weirdo here at Nat 21 Adventures. I do the stuff, and we just started next season of Into the Feywild, the Unpantsing, where we're in Never Never Land, and we're fighting against giant crocodiles that are time demon deities. I don't know, it's freaking me out.
I love it.
Yeah, that's where I am. And you can also pick up new stuff that I just the past 2 weeks I've been making a lot of cool new stuff. Uploaded it to Mab's Mobile Mercantile. Good for you. That's it.
All right. Detective Prince, why don't you give us your information and what you're up to?
Hello, I am Katie Hauser. I am a member of Chased Treasure, and I also just started my rune reading Instagram, Rune Away with Me, Katie. I do private rune readings, which is a form of divination. So if you're interested, check me out.
Very cool. Kiki, why don't you tell us who you actually are and what you do? And I don't know, bring your dogs back on camera. I miss them.
I know, right? They're both on the floor. So, hi, I'm Dana. I am. I've got a website right now called Hateful Heifers. We're doing foodie restaurant reviews with other Ren Fair folk. You might know some of them. Alex Nampoli. Who's on this channel often is the other head heifer. Also, I am at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair as Lady Bess of Hardwick. Excited for this coming season. rehearsals start soon, so we're really excited to start gearing up for that. And also, I'm usually one of the worst shots on this channel. So that 69 today was like, yay!
Formerly.
So happy for you.
Boom, 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 baby.
Got it.
But as Rev Tommy pointed out, the last time I hit something, I died. So we'll see.
That's true. Yeah, we're about to find out. All right, and then Wojciech,
That'll be
introduce yourself, and then give us this bit of trivia.
All right, hey everybody, I'm Steve O'Dockerson. Go to hobthetroll.bandcamp.com and listen to beloved entertainer Hob the Troll sing at you. Hob the Troll will next be appearing in Louisiana at the Pirates of Pontchartrain. That's how you say that, right?
Pontchartrain.
I have a cold. Yes, I will be there. Come see me there. At the beginning of 1982, the house band, before they went on tour with the Police, was the Go-Go's.
Mongo!
No,
No way.
Yes,
that's cool.
Kathy Valentine had just joined the band.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
I love the Go-Go's.
Cool.
Yes.
Oh,
Happy
that's
Women's
neat.
Day.
The
Yeah,
more
happy-
you know.
Hello, I'm Handler Z. I am also Melissa Lee, and we'll talk about that stuff too. Yes, we are Chase Treasure, which Nightbot threw up there. Yeah, Chase Treasure at patreon.com. Going to throw that up real quick. We have some cool stuff that we're doing. We have t-shirts that we are releasing, which are super, super awesome. We made them to look kind of 80s-ish. So they have like our logo that has a logo, and it has like these lip kiss prints all over the shirt and our tour schedule. So if you are a Patreon patron already, you're gonna get that in the mail soon. Yeah, it's super cool. I'm really proud of that. We also just got new trading cards in, so if you want to order trading cards, you can check those out too. Yee. Yes, and that's thing. Yes, I am Pregananant. So if you would like to support me and my family, feel free to check us out at Quill and Quote as well. That is a direct support to myself and my husband and our future spawn. So I'm sure I'll be giving you guys progress updates on there, and I'm going to continue to write creepy stuff. Funny enough, the pregnancy dreams are terrifying. So that's been a great source of information. We'll see if that continues to progress into other fun things.
Doesn't Nat 21 also have a coffee where you can ship in some?
I think
some-
KO-FI.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Ko-fi.
Ko-fi. And also a Patreon for Net 21
Yes,
Adventures.
Patreon
as well.
21 has that as well. I do. Help me out with that, Sir David. I don't know. This is the frustrating thing is that I could probably switch over to the other comments and maybe throw that up.
Oh.
There we are. Patreon Saints. Yeah. Patreon.com/Nat21Adventures. Feel free to check out that stuff as well. We should be developing new Patreon content. I might be sending out some outtakes from our TikToks that we've put together. So that should be some fun Patreon content that we might throw that way. There it is. And you can check out ko-ficoffee.com/Nat21. Yeah, there's all kinds of fun stuff happening on the channel. There's all kinds of fun stuff happening with us as human beings. It's been an exciting adventure so far.
Yeah.
And now none of my pants fit. Hooray!
Yay!
We will be wrapping up this adventure. Yes, thank you. We will be wrapping up this adventure probably next week. And we would like to give a complete shout out, of course, to Delta Green,
Yes.
delta-green.com for supporting us and other content creators who are using their system. It's a really super cool system. I love the base information. It's fascinating. And there's tons of deep lore if you really want to get into it. And it's a super fun way and an easy way to put together some cool homebrew stuff. So definitely check out deltagreen.com. Yeah. Also thanks to Ren Adventures. That's the thing. They exist. They're cool. There we go.
Now
they
I'm
have
going to start
one
a tour where I give tours of Los Angeles graveyards privately.
Uh-huh.
Like that's if you guys want to give me money, we can meet up and I can do that. You
Yes.
can go to all the cool graveyards and then you can buy me your very own. You can watch me eat a hot dog. How about that? That's an adventure.
Yay. There we go. hotdogadventures.com.
We'll go to Cardi's. You can eat it in a train car, you guys. Can you even believe it?
I love it.
Go to an Episcopalian skate
Deer
park.
Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
That now we know the origin of that terrible liquid at the bottom.
Yes, there we go. Brilliant. We'd also like to thank our friends 3D2U, who are good friends of ours, who are creating some really awesome 3D type stuff for Dungeons and Dragons and all kinds of other fun type systems. And they have cool pins that they create. They have a bunch of other fun stuff. So yeah, if you're supporting some awesome content creators and creators of cool things, check out Maps Mercantile and 3d2u.org. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. And I'm going to go wash all of this off of my face. Hopefully it comes off. We'll find out. Some of this is lipstick.
Yay!
Blame it on the pregnancy. On
Yeah.
the pregnancy.
There's going to be a lot of that going around. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And hopefully next week we will conclude this excellent adventure with these wonderful players. But until then, stay strange. Bye.
Who's gonna
Bye.
Mwah.